Hey guys, today was a little choppy. I don't know if I really like what happened today. I missed a couple fills, and then I chased, and then I held on. It wasn't pretty. It could have been a lot worse. I still finished green. You can see what happened here. I don't know how I feel about this, like I said. So, I had two bad trades on NETE. I'll go over those. They should have been good, but instead I chased, and then I ended up with a big loser here. Thankfully, Mara got me out of the hole, but I used way more size than I should have. So I used triple my regular size, 1,800 shares. Now, I have a good reason for this. There's only one solidifying factor, really, that led me to do that, or allow myself to do that, was the spreads. So this was having 1 cent spreads pretty much the entire move, and I knew with the liquidity that I could easily get out for a much smaller loss. So let's say if my typical stop on 600 shares is like 20 cents, maybe max 30 cents or something. So that's $180 on 30 cents. And a lot of these stocks can do that just like that, whereas Mara, with all of this buying, over 500,000 shares per minute on these two candles, and it moved up from 55 to 62. Only 7-cent move. So I knew that even with, 2,000 shares, let's say it was 2,000, it was 1,800. Where is it here? Yeah, 600, 600, 600. You can see I bought, and then I sold 600, 600, 600. So I bought in. So, to have $180 worth of risk on 1,800 shares, I'm only allowed to lose 10 cents. So, like I said, the spreads in this are so small, like 1 cent, and the moves aren't exaggerated at all that I can easily get in and out for 10 cents. Like, this thing didn't move that much for all of the buying. So, that's the only reason I extended my risk, on top of the fact that I wanted to make up for this loss, which I know isn't not a good mentality, but the only reason I let myself do that was because this stock allowed me to do that because of the reasons I just said. So, yeah. So I started the day with a small loser on RESN. I jumped in a little early, and then I got out pretty quickly for a 5-cent loss here. RESN, let me show you here. 9:30. So the bell rang. It broke the pre-market highs here. 416. I think I missed the fill. We can watch the video. I think I missed the fill on it. And I got in just as it broke over at 22. And then it only made it up to 26, and as it came back down, I sold out because I didn't like the way it was reacting. Didn't have a lot of volume on it, so I was like, yeah, okay, whatever, just let's get out of it. Let me turn up my camera exposure here so you can see me a little bit better. There we go. Okay, so back to this. Let's watch, I'll show you the video here. First trade I took, RESN. So the volume started to come in after it broke these highs. So I thought this would be a good time to get in. So I got in, realized it was not breaking out. Bad decision. So I pretty much got right back out, 8 seconds, 7 seconds, whatever that is. And I had a $33 loss, whatever, that's fine. So next trade. I really want to focus on this cone trade because we were watching it. The past couple days, it's done some crazy stuff. It was kind of trending upwards, or how do I do it? Trending kind of upwards like that. So if it broke the pre-market highs of 47, or I think it was 48, there's a good chance it would keep going up to at least 770. Which I had marked on there for some reason. I can't remember why. Let's go look here. Riot. Or was it? I'm talking about Riot, not Cone. Let me go back and look. Let me go back. Let me go back. Let me go back. Oh, NETE. Sorry, NETE is where I'm talking. So, all right. So it surged out of the gate a couple minutes later. Surged. It broke the resistance on the daily, so it had room pretty much up to 950, somewhere in here where this candle has resistance. So above here, it was fair game. So as it, I should have gotten in for this 1 minute candle to make a new high. I missed that entry. So the next best entry, you can see here, let me go right to it. So when I pulled it up, it already made the first 1 minute candle to make a new high. So the next best entry would be the break of the highs. So, I hesitated. I should have bought it there at 45. I missed it. So my thought process here was, okay, so it just made a high of 82 or 83. I'll scalp those new highs. And this is risky, especially in this market, and it almost got me into trouble. It did get me into trouble today. So I tried to get in there at 892, and I would have been up already 20, 30 cents, but instead I chased it. I bought in at 910. I should not have done that. It makes it up a couple more cents. I don't put my shares up. I think it's going to go into a circuit breaker halt, which it's been doing a lot. It goes all the way up another 30 cents, so I would have been up 60 cents or whatever, 50 cents on my original entry if I had gotten in at 890, let alone 850 where I should have gotten in originally. And I would have been selling into this move, maybe scalping with a lower amount of shares. This was really, really poorly traded. And then it came back down to my entry 910, and I didn't sell. I should have sold right there. Plenty of opportunity, and then next thing you know, I'm down 30 cents, 20 cents on 100 shares, or 600 shares. That's $120 to $180. So very, very poor trading by me right here. People are buying up this dip. You can see the volume's really coming in. But just not pretty at all. So I sell out kind of pretty much when I should. I see the volume coming back in again. And when I hit my key, you can see here. So let's wait for the volume to come in. There it is. The volume came in. I was just a split second late. I pressed buy. I buy in at 9:15. That was miserable too. 2 terrible fills. And, that happens. That happens, but what I should have done is just gotten out, taken this $26 unrealized loss, whatever it was. But nope, instead I just compounded it by thinking it would break those highs. And instead it dropped. I was not trading this properly. And I kept telling myself, so I do have a sensible-ish stop to know that if it breaks through this, I have to get out. So, fair enough, it broke through. I sold at 880. It broke down into the 870s. I sold and I locked in a $392 loss. And that was just poorly traded. If I had gotten my fills, I would have been up pretty big on the day. But the way I reacted to not getting the fills is not acceptable, so I shouldn't have chased it. Thankfully, I made up for it with Mara, but this easily could have been a red day, and I think if it had been a red day, maybe Mara wouldn't have been as big, and I still would have been down $100 or $200. That would have been fine. So I am happy with myself, even though I'm not, because I've shown a lot of improvement. So my last huge red day after a streak was gigantic. It wiped everything out. Pretty sure it wiped like 5 days of profit out. Whereas today, I learned a hard lesson, but I ended up green. That's not the point. It could have been a red day, but even if it was red, even if I just stopped right after NETE, and I think I had Riot in there or something, I would have been down 350 on the day, which still would have wiped out 2 days, or a day and a half, but that would have been better than last time, 6 days. So it's all about progress. I'm all about making progress this month. I'm still up, $2 grand on the month. This is my 9th day green in a row, but like I said, I don't feel good about today at all. Today was not good. I didn't overtrade, but I overexposed on Mara to capitalize on the momentum. I had a tight stop, but the problem really was NETE. So I probably wouldn't have bought that many shares. Maybe I would have, of Mara, if I hadn't have screwed up on NETE. So the bad fills, which is also my fault, caused me to chase it. And knowing that I got in late, that should have made me take profits even sooner when I was buying when I would normally be selling. So, you know, I didn't really follow the size rule. I followed my rules. I didn't follow my loss because I was down before I was green on the day. And I didn't follow my stop. So I'm not happy about today. I'm going to be really, 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 really careful tomorrow because, you know, I got even closer to being burned today than yesterday. I was saying that a couple days ago. So it's really about to happen. So I need to just step back. And I have been stepping back, but maybe not fast enough. The market has been too generous to me. So let's see how tomorrow goes. Thank you guys for watching.